Hey everybody, Ryan Sally here. Just out on a trail run, and I had some thoughts I thought I'd kind of want to share and introduce you to something for those of my American friends and maybe friends that live in other parts of the world. You may not know about these, but in all over Europe and particularly here in England, they have these awesome little things here called public footpaths. It's not even really a trail. It's just kind of an access, through somebody's land here. As you can see, this one goes up this way. But they've got them all over the place, and they're awesome. I love them because I learned something about myself the other day when I was on another trail run. I know that it's clichéic, but I really do, if given a choice of two paths, I'll choose the one that's less traveled and looks more difficult, really. As you can see, the one behind me here looks a little more difficult than the one going through the clearing. But this one looks a lot more interesting to me. There's a lot more to see. It's through the woods, and I love running through the woods. And, that's just kind of the way that I am. And I learned that about myself and been willing to admit that about myself. Like I said last week when I was on a 10-mile trail run, I came back and told Kara that, and she laughed at me because she's known that all along. But as I was thinking today, as I was on this run, and I actually set out today on a different path, and I saw one of those public footpaths like back there, and I thought, let's go see where that one goes. And that one led me to another one, that led me to another one, and I've been way off of the path that I thought I would be on today, but it's been great. It's beautiful scenery, as you can see around me here. It's here in the woods. You can barely hear any cars, which that's the kind of running I like to do. I don't like to run by a highway or anything like that. And anyway, I'm walking right now because I'm going up a pretty steep hill here. But anyway, as I was thinking about that today, I thought, that's the way that I am. That's the way that God made me. And I was thinking about the scripture that talks about all of us are fitfully and wonderfully made, that we're not an accident, that God formed us. He told the prophet Jeremiah that he formed him in the womb. And every single one of us, you and I, were all formed. So God built us with an intention, and he had a design in mind, and he had a plan for our lives. Well, the thing is, that plan is going to require, I'll take a break right here by this wall. That plan is going to require you and I being the best me or you that God has called you to be. You're not called to run my race. I'm not called to run your race. You may not like running through paths like this. I love it. It excites me. I really enjoy it. But see, the things that God's called me to do, this helps me in the race that God's called me to run. Whatever race God's called you to run, you're going to run that race the best, the most productive, the most successful, and bear the most fruit for the kingdom when you're the best you that you can be. So I just want to encourage you today to find the giftings and callings and even the desires that God has placed in your heart, and begin to cultivate those and bring those out and allow God to direct you and show you which one of those is from him. Scripture in Psalms also says, Psalms 37:4-5, that as we become moldable and pliable in God's heart, God's able to place the desires that he has for our life, kind of his plan or his framework within us. And then the next verse says, as we commit those plans to him, he'll bring them to pass. But the thing that I want to leave you with is that you've got your path, the path that God's called you to do. Be you. If you go a different path than everybody else, and that's where God's called you to do, then go that way. Even if you're like me, if it seems like I always choose the harder path, but when I choose that path, God's always there. God's always faithful to us and always takes care of us, and he'll take care of you too. And so I just want to encourage you to take steps toward what God's called you to do by developing those gifts and those desires now, today. Start today. Anyway, God bless you. Signing off here I'm somewhere around Bristol, England. I think it's somewhere around Long Ashton. I don't know. I got about 4 more miles to run, so I'm going to sign off for now. God bless you.